Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Tia from Tia Caring Interiors. I'm so excited that you're here to watch this video, and now let's get straight into it. Today we're going to talk about some of the most annoying and unpopular things about an open plan living arrangement. Now, personally, I love open plan, and if you do too, then give this video a thumbs up. But I was on Reddit and I came across a thread about unpopular things about interior design in terms of open plan, and there were a lot of people complaining about this particular interior design style, the open plan interior design style. I mean, there were hundreds of comments, almost like hundreds, over 500 comments of people talking about why they do not like an open plan space. And I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. Let me stop, let me listen, because personally I do love an open plan, but let's see what everybody else thinks, and let's see if there are any solutions or any tips or tricks or secrets that I know from my interior design experience that I can help with, right? So I do remember a number, about 3 of the top complaints. So the first of those were about spaces that are used a lot, and people not wanting spaces that are used a lot to be so open plan. And some people were talking about how they have toddlers and they don't want the toddler ending up being in the living room and the kitchen and in the dining room all at the same time. And I can understand that that would cause a lot of anxiety because you do not know where they are, and toddlers move very quickly, so that's very understandable, right? And then there were others complaining about food, and there were people talking about they cook a lot of different types of cuisines. In this particular comment, someone was talking about they love cooking Korean food, right? But then they don't want to cook Korean food and then have the entire house smelling of that. And I'm sure anyone that cooks with a lot of spices, regardless of the cuisine, you know that feeling whereby sometimes, yes, you don't want the entire house smelling of that particular spice or that particular dish, right? Apart from cinnamon, I think the whole house should smell of cinnamon, especially at Christmas. But of course, those are special occasions, and it's not an everyday occurrence that you want your whole house smelling of food. And there were just other people just talking about they actually just don't like the open plan because of noise as well. And so I thought to myself, what would happen? So there are some people that don't like open plan, but they like really bright spaces, right? So someone like myself as well, taking myself into consideration, I do like open plan, and I do love having the view and the visuals of the entire space, and having the light come in from different angles and different windows, and that's the beauty of open plan, right? But how do we fix that problem where people don't want, the entire house smelling of a certain dish, or their little toddler running into the kitchen without them knowing, but still keeping and preserving that open, spacious, light, bright feeling in the home? Well, I came up with one little solution, and I'd love to share that with you. So, this picture illustrates the perfect solution to people that want to keep that brightness but also have an open plan space. Now, you could be someone who's like, I don't like open plan and I'm done. Perfect. Then just, create a whole wall and have 2 separate rooms. But if you're anyone like me, or like some of the people that were on that Reddit thread that still like that brightness, but there are just a few functional problems when it comes to cooking or noise or toddlers that they want to address, then this is a perfect solution. Bifold glass doors. And I love this because you are technically preserving their light, as you can see in this picture, but you can also choose when to open and to close those windows. And because they're glass, the light will always remain, and you will always have that big bright visual of the entire space, which I love. But at the same time, if you wanted to cook a certain dish, or you just wanted to eliminate noise, or as some people say, wanted to keep their toddlers out of the kitchen, you just close those bifold doors to the kitchen as you would if you have like a big door, a big bifold door into a garden, right? So it's the same concept, just this time using it in the house, those bifold doors in the house, to separate those rooms. And I think it creates a very beautiful atmosphere. And as you can see in this picture, we have some of those industrial style doors, but also this works very well for, like, you know, contemporary space and industrial space. But I also wanted to show you that this solution can work with whatever architecture you want, and I created this little example to show you that. This, and I love curves like this. I love this kind of architecture. I personally lived in Florence in Italy for many years, over 6 years, and I really grew to love this type of architecture. So even if you have a home with different types of architecture and your wall is not just one square or rectangular block, in whichever way you wanted to have it, you can still implement this kind of open plan slash bifold doors interior style as a solution, because as you can see, these doors actually elevate the space and actually create more visual intrigue, and that wall also becomes the focal wall of the room, right? Because it has all those separation, all those dividers in the window, and you're looking into a different space, and it's a place whereby if you walk into this room, your eye is focusing directly onto that wall. And if you have not seen that video that I created about how to create a focal wall, or why it's important to have a focal wall, I encourage you to go and check out that video. I will leave it linked in the description as well, so you can go and see that, and also see how this is another example that you can add on to the examples that of course I gave in that video. So personally, I feel for everyone on that Reddit thread complaining about open plan, but if you like open plan and you if you like open plan and you also like the idea of preserving that big bright space, you just want the option to sometimes cook certain food that won't smell up the entire house, or have a little bit more control in where your little toddlers are going in the house, then these bifold doors are a perfect solution, and you get to have the best of both worlds, which is what I want you to have. And with that, darling, I wish you all the best. I'm going out now, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye for now. Mwah.